Okay, so question 2 is pretty similar to question 1. They want us to work out weighted average cost of capital. Again, here it says, where is it? Calculate the cost of equity and the weighted average capital for both companies. So yeah, pretty much the same. One company is completely equity financed. So Hereford, the larger company, has 3 million ordinary shares, and it has some debt. So it has 3 million, so it has equity, 3 million shares, £1.80, and it also has a debt of 6% undated bonds, 10 million of 6% undated bonds to help finance some stuff, quoted at 75%. And their competitor, Hampshire PLC, this is a different company which is all equity financed. And they want us to work out weighted average cost of capital for both companies for question 1. So question 2, so for part A. So for part A, weighted average cost of capital, again, always the same. Cost of equity multiplied by equity over debt plus equity, and your cost of debt multiplied by debt over debt plus equity. That's our two pieces. And first of all, we'll start off with the company that's bigger, the one that has debt. So we'll start off with Hereford PLC, and then we'll look at Hampshire PLC after for weighted average cost of capital. So Hereford PLC. So Hereford PLC. So first we want to work out the cost of equity. So we know that cost of equity equals dividends per share divided by market price per share, and the dividends per share equals earnings minus any debts divided by number of shares. Okay, so dividends per share. So dividends per share, earnings minus debt. So earnings, so we're looking at Hereford PLC. So the earnings, Hereford PLC has annual earnings before interest and tax of 1.4 million. So Hereford PLC, that's their earnings. Earnings of 1.4 million. So dividends per share equals 1,400,000 minus any debts. So what are their debts? They said they have 10 million of 6% undated bonds. So 10 million times by 6%. That's their debts. So 10 million times by 0.06, all divided by the number of shares. And Hereford has 3 million ordinary shares. So divided by 3 million. So the dividends per share equals, in the calculator, so 1,400,000 minus 10 million at 6% times by 0.06 at 6%, all divided by number of shares, 3 million shares, equals 0.2667. So dividends per share equals 0.2667, and we know that our cost of equity equals our dividends per share, 0.2667, divided by market price per share. And here they've told us that the market price, Hereford, 3 million ordinary shares, market price £1.80. So 0.2667 divided by 1.8, £1.80 equals, do that, divided by £1.80 equals 0.148. So it equals 0.148. So our cost of equity equals 14.8%. Now we want to work out our total equity. So our total equity, well, they've told us that Hereford PLC, what they said, they've said 3 million ordinary shares at £1.80. So 3 million ordinary shares at £1.80. So total equity is 3 million at £1.80 equals 3 million at £1.80. 3 million times by £1.80 equals 5,400,000. So 5,400,000. That's our total equity. So we know we've got our cost of equity, we've got our total equity. We want to work out our cost of debts and our total debts. So cost of debts for Hereford PLC, same company. Cost of debts for Hereford PLC, we always know cost of debt, because there's no tax for these ones, it's coupon rate divided by market price of the debt. So cost of debt equals, what they said we've got 10 million, 6% undated bonds, so 6% is the coupon rate. 6%, you look at it as 6 pence, 6p. Nominal value is probably £1, 100p, and we're currently quoted at 75%. So current market value is 75%, so 75p. So nominal value is 100, this is 75, so looking at it as 6% coupon amount is 6p, and it's quoted at 75 pence under nominal value. So cost of debt is 6, which is the coupon amount, 6 pence, divided by 75 pence, equals no tax. There was tax, we take it away, but there's no tax. If we'd multiply it by 1 minus tax. If there was 6 divided by 75 equals 0.08. 0.08, so that means that the cost of debt equals 8%. Now we want to work out a total debt amount. Total debt equals, what do we have? We have Herfield has 10 million, 6% undated bonds. So total debt, 10 million, divided by nominal value 100, multiplied by market price 75. So 10 million, divided by nominal value 100, always 100, equals, so what's that, 10 million, divided by 100, equals 100,000, multiplied by market price 75 equals 7,500,000. So it equals 7,500,000. That is our total debt. Now we want to work out what a debt plus equity is. Debt plus equity equals, we worked out 5,400,000 for equity, and our debt is 7,500,000. So 5,400,000 plus 7,500,000 equals, so 5,400,000 plus 7,500,000 equals 12,900,000. So 12,900,000. So we want to do our weighted average cost of capital. So weighted average cost of capital is, so cost of equity, really worked it out. Cost of equity is 14.8%, so 0.148 multiplied by total equity amount 5,400,000. It's 5,400,000 divided by 12,900,000 equals, and we've got our cost of debt, which is 8%, so 0.08 multiplied by total amount of debt, 7,500,000 total debt, so 7,500,000 divided by 12,900,000 equals, get these two figures, add them together, that should give us a weighted average cost of capital. Okay, so 0.148 multiplied by 5,400,000 divided by 12,900,000 equals 0.061953. 0.061953, and then we do the debt, so 0.08 multiplied by 7,500,000 divided by 12,900,000 equals, how much is that? That is 0.046512. So we add these two figures together. So add these two figures together, add that to 0.061953, 0.061953, and our weighted average cost of capital equals 10.8. 10.8%. Let's check that. 10.8. Okay, so it's 10.8, 6 rounds to 4 up to 5, so 10.9. Okay, weighted average cost of capital is 10.9% for Herfield PLC. So that's Herfield PLC. And then look at Hampshire PLC. So they tell you that their competitor Hampshire PLC operates on an all equity basis. So all equity basis of 25 million ordinary shares at 32 pence. So all equity, no debt. So Hampshire PLC, all equity financed. So if it's all equity financed, we know that the cost of equity equals the weighted average cost of capital. cost of equity equals dividends per share divided by market price per share, and the dividends per share equals earnings minus debt if there is debt divided by number of shares. So our earnings for Hampshire are, where is it? Hampshire PLC has annual earnings of 1 million before interest and tax, 1 million. So earnings are 1 million, so dividends per share equals 1 million divided by number of shares. So Hampshire has how many shares? Hampshire has, their competitor Hampshire has 25 million ordinary shares. So 1 million divided by 25 million equals, so 1 million divided by 25 million equals 0.04. So dividends per share is 0.04, so 4 pence per share, 0.04. And our cost of equity equals dividends per share, so 0.04 divided by market price per share. And for Hampshire, market price per share is 32 pence. So ordinary shares have current market value 32p. So 0.04 divided by 0.32 equals 0.04 divided by 0.32 equals 0.125. So cost of equity equals 12.5%. So our weighted average cost of capital equals the same amount, 12.5%.